All right. No intro. Haven't done much here. I've been busy all day. Um what's up, you heathens and demons, sinners and saints? You blasphemous, beautiful bastards. Welcome back to I guess Knock TV. I mean, it'll do for now. Maybe it'll do forever. I don't know. I don't know if I like it. See, I need to be addressed. I'm waiting. I put the link in the chat. It's pinned. Show me that my shit still works. I'm waiting. Jill, we can just start me and you. Just me and you. Old friends, reunited after so long. How's my volume? Hopefully my volume is good, nice and loud. Hopefully not too loud. I don't really know how to operate StreamYard very well anymore. Answers and stoicism. I don't know what notifications on. Sweet. Thank you. Sweet. Volume good. Cool. All right. We can turn that on. So, Jill, you're there. Tell me about my blatant hypocrisy, dog. What's up, Kent Hovens CPA? Jill, I showed you that one already. Answers in Stoicism. Kent Hovens CPA. Yeah, we'll see. Maybe Smokey will show up. Smokey's invited. Everybody's invited. Knock TV's here with a link, Jill. I've got a link. I haven't talked to an antagonist in a while. You got Geo Sam is here. Thank you, Geo Sam. Misty Day. My girl Marty. What's up, Marty? OG follower there. So yeah, you guys have watched. Like I've gotten rid of. I got rid of quite a few edited videos. I would say I'm definitely going to be doing another run through edited videos. And I got over 400 streams deleted. Probably some I shouldn't have, but that's going to happen. That's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen if nobody comes in to talk, or I have been streaming all day. I could just go back to OBS and continue what I was doing. But Jill, I'm gonna give people a chance. I can always just go back to what I was doing before. Puff will be in a second. Puff is here. What's up, Puff? Halcyonic Kaiju. Hopefully, I'm pronouncing that correctly. Yeah, I guess I'm guessing my blatant hypocrisy that Jill is speaking of is probably going to be related to yesterday's shooting. So welcome, Heaven Rules All.
Hello, Nog. This is Candace. I don't know if you still remember me.
Oh yeah. How you doing?
I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm back. I'm back in Taiwan. And so, how is your leg? Is everything okay? I haven't followed up with you. Are you still a Christian?
Oh no, I've never been a Christian. I had a moment where I thought, some kind of God might be real. I had a nervous breakdown. I don't know, about a year and a half ago now, probably, where I thought I had seen a demon inside of myself. But I came to the conclusion rather quickly. I've been on a journey when it comes to spirituality. I'm a philosophical Buddhist. I'm a Taoist. Throwing a little bit of universal native spirituality. Um, that I'm trying to. I haven't really incorporated that too much, but that's more like earth shit. Healing the earth, Mother Earth, that kind of thing. Um, and with an acknowledgement that I cannot be a hard atheist. I don't believe in any human inventions of God. I definitely don't believe in the supernatural. I am still a naturalist to my core, but I don't deny what I don't know because I don't know it. And I think for a long time in my arrogance, I put a lot of truth claims forward that kind of put me in the same boat as the theist. If you're going to put a truth claim forward, you should be able to prove it. And I cannot prove that there isn't a God. And in fact, I would say I'm more in the conclusion that there is some kind of natural God. And by that, I mean a sentient universe, a sentient planet. If anything, I think our God, if we have a God, should be the first God humans had, which would have been animism. God would have been nature. And I think that if anything, we are a product of life on Earth. That's what we're a product of. So I don't know. It's kind of weird. I just in my last stream, somebody turned me on to what Skylar's doing now, and it seems like we have a lot in common. I'm just not on the Jesus train.
Okay, but still, like, we would keep you in our prayers with your legs. And how's your job? Are you still like a bartender or something? And
Oh no, no, like I don't know. I really like the job that I have right now. But I don't know. Like I think my industry right now is probably going to start experiencing massive layoffs. So I'm not really sure. Like I'm like half confident if that happens, I won't be laid off. Um, my job doesn't pay enough, but I really like it. And right now in this economy, you keep the job you have. So I mean, in America, unless you have a career, I'm a poor man. So it is what it is. I'm content with life, um, pretty much usually.
so I heard that your mom passed away. And
Oh, a long
is
time ago.
oh, okay.
Yeah, like before I even started, maybe right around the time I started Raging Atheist. Let me see, I got it on my arm. It was 2015.
Oh, almost 10 years ago.
Yeah, so it was a while ago.
I was really. I remember it was like 3 years ago that you told me about like your experience with the divine, and then now you changed to a Taoist. It's
Yeah,
yeah.
well, that was about a year and a half ago, and it took me a while to realize, I just had pretty much a physical reaction to stress. Um, I'm still like, some days I think that the experience was real. Some days I don't. I pretty much I take it to heart, like the message behind the experience. I think that oftentimes humans, we do have a tendency to say fuck it, and I do it especially. And it could be a problem that's like unique to me, because I am able to be fairly happy without much. And I can very easily just get it in my head, fuck it, and not really care about much, and be content with that. So you know the 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 message behind the breakdown, I'm still very much like, just because it was a nervous breakdown doesn't mean it wasn't a good message. But yeah, I came to determine like that it wasn't a supernatural experience by any means. um but I did allow it to allow me to start a new journey, right? Like, I don't believe in a God. I don't believe in divine, and I never have, and I haven't in a really, really long time, and I probably never will. Even after like the nervous breakdown, I didn't believe in a divine. I think people wanted to interpret what I was saying to mean that, and I think I was very adamant that no, I don't believe in God. I don't know what I believe in. I just had this experience, and I can't. It was really hard for me to kind of explain it away. But I was able to rationalize it away, and I think the rationalizing was based in logic.
Okay, so what is the thing that you are most in need of? And we we will pray for you, and if you get that thing, would that change your belief in Jesus Christ? Because Christians pray for you, and then
Well,
you,
no, well,
yeah.
no. So if I were to say a thing, right, like then any Christian can send me that thing, and no, like nothing's gonna ever change my mind about a supernatural divine being. I'm pretty set in stone on that. Like I'll say nothing ever. Like maybe if the supernatural divine being shows himself in front of me, like it would be pretty hard to deny. But even then, I think it's fairly easy to say that you know it, humans' brains play tricks on them all the time, and I'm not going to just take pretty much anything at face value, especially in an age and era. All right, say somebody shoots a fucking perfect ass hologram. We get to that technology, and it's Jesus Christ, and he's talking to me. Am I supposed to trust that? Is that the real Jesus Christ just because somebody projected a hologram, or like if I do have a delusional fucking breakdown, pardon the word, the F word there. It's just how I talk. If I do have like a delusional breakdown and I have a conversation with Jesus, and that conversation convinces me that Jesus is real, but it is definitely a delusional breakdown. What am I to trust? Just because my broken brain tells me something is real doesn't actually mean it is. I cannot know what I do not know. The greatest tenet of Taoism, to me, my favorite tenet anyway, is the uncarved block. And the thing about the uncarved block is the moment you start carving that block, there's intention behind it, and it is going to become a thing. And either it'll be the thing that was intended, it'll be the thing it wanted to be itself. But the moment you start whittling away at that block of wood, it becomes something, right? But the uncarved block is an infinite possibilities of somethings. It can be anything. And Taoism teaches us to try to be that uncarved block, be able to change. So I'm not going to sit here and say like I will never believe in a God, but I doubt it.
Okay, that's a pretty open-minded attitude.
I think I'm a lot more open-minded than I used to be. And that's going to be one of my goals as I move forward with this, is to really like try not to be judgmental, but to conversate, to try to understand. I think we're beyond judgments and we're into reality now, right? You're in Taiwan, but here in America, things are kind of at a breaking point. So I don't think I have time to point fingers and say, you bad. Everything's bad, right? And it's time to understand, and it's time to figure out how we can combat it.
What do you mean by things are at a breaking point? Is it, are you talking about politics or like
Everything.
price rise?
Everything politically wise, especially right now. It's very tumultuous, and I think it's going to become very dangerous to be in America. That's just my personal belief, especially for people like me who are not only liberal but actually far left. And very vocal about it. I think it's going to become a very dangerous place for me. It's going to become a very dangerous place for transgender people. I think it's going to be a very dangerous place for women who aren't brainwashed with a theocracy instilled in their brain. I think that this place is about to become very dangerous for a lot of people.
Well, I have been to the United States like 11 years ago, and I think it is no doubt that it is more dangerous there.
I wouldn't have said that 11 years ago.
Dude, I literally just saw like like a mom, like a wife with a husband that has been diagnosed with brain tumor. She like snapped and just took a gun and just like shot him, and then hit her two children. And then this was on the news. I think it was in New Hampshire. And there was like some guy named Travis Decker, who just like um who's like divorced, and then what he like snapped while it was his turn to visit, and he like murdered all three of his daughters, like by like putting plastic bag over their head. I think there's a lot of psychopath in the United States. I don't know, like I live in Taiwan. I also lived in other Southeast Asian countries. I don't see that happen there, it only exists in the States. Like there's a lot of sociopath, psychopath in the first place, like to like begin with. So I don't know, like to me, America is more dangerous than other countries
Um,
because of guns and because how free it is. It becomes dangerous because of the freedom.
so I agree and I disagree. So I don't think it's dangerous in the terms like Republicans try to say. Like crime rates, like violent, especially violent crime rates, are kind of down across the board, um, blue states and red states wise. And in fact, like most of your higher crime rates is going to reside in red states over blue states. Blah 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 blah. But I don't think that like violent crime is up, but I do think like I think we're at a boiling point, and I think it's been bubbling for a really long time. And I think that we have an authoritarian dictator that is about to utilize a tragedy. Just what I think. I really, really hope that I'm wrong. We have Stephen Miller, who is out there saying the Democratic Party is a terrorist organization. He said that 2 days ago, I believe. Trump has been tossing out the dictator word. He's got military on the streets of American cities. He is threatening his oppositional cities, the places that don't vote for him, with military action. He is right now across the board allowing ICE to pretty much be unmitigated and unregulated, being that they don't have to wear badges. They can wear masks. They can wear unmarked cars, use unmarked cars. They can just disappear people with no due process. It's very scary in America right now. And I think we're at a boiling point. And I think it's going to be very dangerous for a lot of people.
Do you have a gun?
No, I've never believed in guns. Well, I've been anti-gun ever since for one, like you believe in guns, right? Like, of course they exist. But I've been anti-gun since I went to prison for selling guns on the black market. It's a personal choice I made as a part of my rehabilitation and my vow to never go back to prison again. Yeah, I've been anti-gun ever since then. I have recently changed my stance on anti-gun. I do not think we need to have any gun regulations right now for any reason right now, no matter the tragedy, because, well, I have reasons for that, for changing that belief.
Okay. Oh, by the way, how is your daughter? Is everything going all right with her?
Yeah, I mean, she's pretty good. She's a typical 15-year-old girl. She's confused, trying to figure out the world. She's a different type of human being than I am. She was raised on electronics. She was raised with pretty much unlimited access to information. She's raised in an atmosphere where kids seem to be a lot crueler than ever before. Kids have always been cruel, but kids are really, really cruel now. But I think that she's doing all right. Like, she has her problems. Her diabetes is always a problem. Right now she's sick, and the illness is really attacking her diabetes. So it's been kind of a struggle, but she's feeling decent now. She's out with her aunt. Her blood is good. She's healthy. but she's on the chopping block. 12 million people are going to lose insurance, and she could very well be one of those.
Why would she be losing her insurance?
Because I have state insurance. And 12 million people are going to lose it.
Have you ever thought about like relocating to an Asian country such as Taiwan? Do you know how cheap our health do you know how cheap to have a dentist visit? I only need to pay like $10 or $15 just for like a regular dentist checkup or like filling and stuff. Have you ever thought about like relocating so that maybe I don't know, like
I wish. I mean, it would probably be smart, and if we can make it probably another couple years, I can do it without my daughter's mom's permission, or if my daughter wanted to stay in a couple years, she could stay. It would probably be smart to move to a bluer state, but right now I'm stuck. For one, I'm a felon, so even though that was
you are a felon.
Oh yeah, it was 31 years ago now that I committed my felonies, but that doesn't matter. I'm a felon, so it
what
would
is
be
the
very,
felony
very,
that you commit?
I broke and entered, and I stole firearms, and I sold them to the Mexican cartel.
Oh, so you were in a gang before?
I wasn't in a gang before I went to prison. I was in a gang inside of prison. No, I was just a fucked up kid. So I grew up in a place called Davie County, North Carolina, and it's all white people and it's all money. When I lived there, it was considered like top 3 richest places in America. The Crosby tournament, where all the rich people come and play golf. It's like a pro-am. I've got so many fucking Michael Jordan fucking signatures. It's pathetic. Because if he won in the playoffs, which in the beginning of his year was quite a lot, he was at that golf tournament. And it was just all a bunch of white people. When we were a bunch of white rich kids, I was 17 years old, and we got hooked on drugs, and it was intentional. It was the Mexican cartel got this little pool hall out in the middle of nowhere, and they started pushing a lot of drugs into this really rich white neighborhood. I can't remember what cartel it was, but like when they arrested me, they had like photos of me selling guns to them from like 1,000 yards away. Like they were watching us for months upon months upon months. The biggest thing was one of the places I broke into was an FBI agent's house. I didn't know it. He was a friend of my little brother's, some little kid. We just kicked in his door and found a really big fucking gun, an assault rifle, sniper rifle type gun. And stealing that gun almost landed me a lot of time. I plea bargained down. I got 2.5 years as a 17-year-old. And yeah, my life truly began.
So are you still in that town? Is it Battle Creek or something? I forgot.
Well, I'm in Battle Creek now. This all happened in Davie County, North Carolina, that's where I was raised. Was down in my dad moved us down there really young. My whole family's up here in Battle Creek. I was born up here. My mom was up here. But I for most of the year, throughout most of my childhood, I was down in North Carolina. Silence of the land.
You know I don't like talking over nobody. Knock.
Yeah,
Come on, man. I'm trying to be.
What's up, Puff?
I've gotten even more polite and even more non-confrontational since the last time we talked, man.
Cool. Me too. I hope I have too. Yeah, I haven't talked about this in forever. Like I've always talked about it openly on my channel, but I haven't talked about it in forever. So yeah.
Because I'm kind of, I kind of had I had a little bit different thing. I just got to a point where everything built up too much, man. And I couldn't just deal with what was going on with life, man. And so now I'm kind of spiritual or whatever, but I don't go to church, and I don't I don't do all that stuff, but I I got to a point where I was like, you know what? I hope that there's something bigger than me out there, man.
Oh yeah, I'm with you there, man. I totally am. You know, as a Taoist, you know, like the great mysteries, like there's so much in this universe that we don't know, and this is an argument that I've had for a really long time. Is you know, like if you think about human advancement in the last, just let's say 150 years alone, it's been astronomical. Like imagine 200 years down the line, right? Like imagine what we're gonna know that we don't know in 200 years. And to make
But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. That's if and only if we can stop the push of authoritarian fascism that's going around the world, because we know, you've seen it in country after country after country. When it's taken over by an authoritarian regime, that country slides back.
Oh yeah. I mean, they can halt the progress. Like the only thing that, like, you know, I'm not certain the human race will be around 200 years from now. You know, like, it seems more apt we'll blow each other up, but you know, maybe.
That's the thing is, I think
surprise me.
Human extinction is such a hard thing to achieve. It's like, it's very, very hard to achieve. It's you'd have to have like a you know, dinosaur level extinction level event for that to happen, because even with nuclear warfare, right, the worst case scenario is usually never going to happen. Even if you had a nuclear exchange between the United States and Soviet Union, or United States and China, while those areas would be affected, the rest of the globe would be affected as well, but it wouldn't be an unending, never stopping hellscape that humans can't live through. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I totally agree. Like I think right now, like if somebody started shooting nukes at Trump, one of two things would happen. He would like fire everything at the entire world, and the world would be destroyed, or he would be so inept that before you made a decision, we'd be hit. Right.
Well, here's the thing, and I don't know why people haven't realized this about Trump, is that he is a pussy. And I say that because the only people he's willing to step up to is people that he knows have no way to fight back or are completely incapable, right? Like that move that he played with Israel or Iran. He wouldn't have played with you know, any country that could actually, you know, touch us back. You know what I mean? So it's just everything he does. You see how he went after John Bolton, but he wouldn't go after him when the guy actually was in the administration or whatever, and it's had direct active ties to people that had ability to pull levers. He wouldn't go after him because he knew that guy could get him by the goat. And it's just like with everybody, he doesn't pick fights with people that he think can actually fight. You know what I mean?
I agree wholeheartedly. Like if he wasn't scared, he wouldn't be trying to fix the election, redraw maps. He wouldn't be putting troops in cities. You know, he's got an agenda. I think it's fairly obvious. And, you know, like CJ Cox has argued with me on Facebook how this isn't fascism.
Oh no, it's definitely fascism. And but the problem that we have, right? This is the problem we have, right? Is that we live in a capitalist country, right? And we know, because we've seen this in history before, right? That no matter what, capitalists will always side with a fascist over a socialist. It's just the case, because the fascist is going to let them keep making money. And that's what they're concerned about. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, thank you, baby. All right, daughter, bro.
Because like with Trump, man, like this is what's crazy to me is, like, you know, everything they call out everybody else for, right, is no problem for this guy, right? Like they say, the worst thing you could be, the worst thing you could be right now in America is a racist, right? That's what the Republicans say. Oh, that's worse. Well, no, that's not the case, because the president's a racist. And you know, you can't, the worst thing to be is not a sexual predator, because the president's a sexual predator. So all these things that they say, oh, this is terrible, you can't be that kind of person. but we got that guy in office, they're running the show. You know what I mean? That's my problem is that it's the double talk. It's the same sentence double talk where they're like, no, you can't do that, but don't talk about Trump. You know what I mean? Like the thing that was about that got me is where they were like, yeah, we got all the files, and it instantly changed, and they're like, what happened? What happened was they were like, your name is in this file 4,500 times. You're all over this thing. Yeah. And the thing is that I don't know necessarily if they have pictures Epstein's got pictures, video with him with minors, right? But we know for a fact that he's got pictures, that he had pictures and videos of him with prostitutes at times where he was married, right? And one of the very few clauses in the prenups is if they can prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that he was cheating on him, doing extramarital affairs, then they have access, then they can claw money away from him, right? And that's what I think is really going on, is that he just is worried about his money. He doesn't want his money to go away, right? And the thing is, if they can prove, hey, here's dated photos that proves that he was, standing there with 4 strippers talking about a stain on his shirt, and they're all laughing at him. We all know that's ejaculate. That proves that he was doing extramarital affairs. You know what I mean? So I don't think it's anything. I think it's what it is yes, he's a predator, everything like that. But I think it comes back to the root of everything for Trump, which is money, and it's going to cost him money if that comes out.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Although so personally, I don't believe in coincidence, right? Like, so,
well, but what I'm saying though is I don't think he would care if everybody knew he was a pedophile or everybody knew for a fact that he was fucking prostitutes or whatever. I don't think he would care. Only thing I think he would care about is if it affected his money, because he doesn't really care what people think about him. He only cares about what people are willing to say about him publicly, in terms of he wants to look good, but also, that it affects his money.
Yeah, well, and no, I definitely agree with that. And I think he understands that, if it comes out that he's deeply involved with Jeffrey Epstein beyond what he said publicly, then he stands to lose a lot of money. And I think that he definitely knows that he is, right? So, like the whole debate around Epstein, did Epstein murder himself? I don't believe in coincidence. And when you have a pattern of events, a pattern of people all of a sudden mysteriously hanging themselves, and he's not the only one that did it in jail.
But here's the thing.
What I'm saying?
Here's the thing, though. He's the only one that I know of that. I think it was 1 month or 3 months prior to that, he transferred all of his assets to his brother.
Well, he probably
did
that.
with a contract that his brother put him in a trust and everything. He moved all his money away. He moved all his money away because he knew game was over for him. He was either going to not get out of prison, or if he tried to use those names, they're going to kill him. So he transferred everything away, and then.
So if he moves it over to his brother, though, then the victims can't come after it, right? Like, I think that's common practice.
No, what it was is he moved it over to his brother because his brother then put it into a trust, it's basically a fund, basically, that makes it so that the financial operations of that money they just go away. You can't see it anymore. It's opaque to financial record keeping, basically. And they've clawed back some of the money. They have clawed back some of this money. But the worst thing I think the worst thing you could be in America is one of the recipients of restitution from Jeffrey Epstein's crimes, because almost every single one of them killed themselves after that.
Well, yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I don't believe in coincidence. And you had the Jean dude that ran a modeling agency with Donald Trump, deeply involved with Jeffrey Epstein, known trafficker, hung himself in jail. I just don't believe. I don't know what happened to Jeffrey Epstein. And when it comes to the files, I think that I think Trump is definitely implicated. But I want to go back to something you had said earlier. It was about how they've they've made their behavior the good person, and it goes beyond that because they've made good, decent, compassionate, rational human beings that care about other people. And I saw Marty there. Hopefully she'll be back. I think she said she was at a con, so she might be having but she's on her phone. But like they're turning good people into the bad people, and that's been a campaign they've been waging for a long time. Like the anti-woke campaign, it's pretty much like if you're a compassionate person that cares about people, that's bad. And yeah, like raping and fucking being shitty to everybody and pull you up by your bootstraps mentality and Christian nationalism, that's good. But I truly think like Trump wants to be a dictator before he dies, and I think he realizes he's probably going to die sooner than later.
He already thinks that he thinks that he's in the unchecked power phase right now.
I can't remember the name of the ideology, but like JD Vance doesn't believe in liberal democracy, and I know that it's like a key component of the MAGA movement, although a lot of MAGAs won't come out and say it or they don't understand it. But they believe in a post-liberal democracy America where we essentially go back to a monarchy. I can't remember the name of the ideology, but that's what JD
that's the
Vance
fundamental flaw.
Yeah.
That's the fundamental flaw of having a representational republic or representative republic is that you can fully and freely elect a fascist. That's the deal. But what my thing is that I'm sorry, but my problem is the double talk where these people that talk about freedom and democracy, I'm about my rights and democracy. They're willing to give up. They're willing to have any rights taken away from anybody else, not willing to give up any of their rights, but then we know that they're going to lose their rights eventually also as well.
And it does seem though that they are willing to give up comfort, right? Like they seem to be pretty chill with the fact that inflation is worse than it ever was under Biden. I think like they've smudged the numbers to make it look just like at 2.7% at Biden's highest, but inflation's already way higher than 2.7%, and it's only going to get higher. And it seems like a lot of these Republicans are pretty cool with that. Like they don't really like, they're willing to eat less if it means owning the libs, but I'm kind of interested to see how far that mentality would carry, because eventually like they're gonna really experience it in their pockets. And like you said, like once all the immigrants are gone, once all the liberals are gone, well, who do you have left to discriminate against?
That's the thing though, is you missed the key part though, is he's already had them commit internal suicide. They've already had to commit internal suicide to still be in the game at this point. You know what I mean? Like we literally saw it happen live on TV with Marco Rubio. Like he came out at the very beginning. He was like, nope, you can't. And then he was put in place and checked and all that. And he had to kill himself inside. He had to kill that part of himself to be able to continue on with the operation and to stay with the group. And once he did that, now there's no extricating him from that. You know what I mean? And for most of these people, once you commit that I guess personality suicide, I would call it. But once you commit that internal suicide, they got you. And there's no pulling you out at that point. And the thing is that most of these people have already done that. They've already committed that internal suicide. So I think that people miss the opportunity to like turn it around and maybe hear out their and for it to work, to hear out their side of the story and try to find compromise, which I mean, that's what we've been supposed to be doing the whole time, is finding compromise, not one way or the other. Right. Which I thought it used to be that you shoot high and then you end up landing somewhere in the middle. That's why you always shoot higher than what you're expecting to get, right? Yeah, but now the Republicans, they say if whatever you say you shoot for, that's what you want, and you're not going to stop till you get there, which is that's them snitching on themselves. But
yeah,
because
I think it changed with Newt Gingrich, and I'm not saying like Republicans weren't shitty before Newt Gingrich. Trickle down economics was horrible, blah blah. I could go on and on and on, but I really think like the dynamics changed with Newt Gingrich, because Newt Gingrich came along and he really made it us against them, right? And that narrative has taken hold, and over the course since the late 80s, early 90s, it has become that narrative has become more and more and more amplified. Us against them, us against them, us against them, to now to the point that even though they see that everything we said would happen is happening, they still have that us against them mentality that's been hammered home into their brain since they were a little child.
Oh, and the thing about it that kills me is that like they want like they're like, no, this is what the other person said, right? And then they're like, no, but then you didn't correctly interpret Trump's words. I'm like, wait a second, we're either going verbatim or we're not. Like, we got to apply the same rules to everybody. So if we're going verbatim with the guy on the left, we got to go with the verbatim with the guy on the right. If we're going to interpret the guy on the right, then we are free to interpret the guy on the left however we want.
Yeah. Yeah.
And go, you know, I know Newsom said this and that, but what he really meant was, I'm not going to do that. And the thing is, I'm not trying to kick nobody out of the tent. I'm not trying to like, I'm not trying to do the purity test or whatever. I'm just trying to say that like, if you're going to have principles, right, to stand on them and not let your principles buckle at the first hint that you might be kicked out of the group.
I agree, but I think that right now we have to have a wide tent. So I think that we have to dampen some of our impulses, you know, keep our beliefs, but at the same time, until fascism's defeated, I think a lot of arguments need to be put aside.
I don't know, man. That's the thing is,
I think we have.
I understand what people are saying there, but you know, unfortunately, these kids got a hold of the fucking Communist Manifesto and didn't have like the context behind it. Like they didn't like context search or whatever, right?
Well, they had those neo-Nazi alt-right memes like piped into their brain back in 2016.
Right, but what I'm saying is, okay, so what happens if we start getting some Leninists or some Trotskyists? You know, like it's going to be a problem because Lenin didn't come to power through compassion and grace. It's not how that happened.
No, I definitely agree. It does kind of concern me that, you know, a lot of people seem to be like, I remember when tanky was a bad word, and it seems like there's a lot of tankies right now. But like,
what the hell is that? Whoa, what's that word?
Tanky. It's like a Stalinist. It's
tanky is the person that it says that they swear that the Soviet Union was amazing and that there's equality for everybody, even though that equality for everyone was equality in poverty, extreme poverty, but there was equality. And that everybody was provided housing and everybody had health care, even though you were not provided housing. You had to rent an apartment, even if it was a state apartment, you still had to rent it. And to buy an apartment, you had to save up like equivalent of like 5 or 8 years of your pay. And that's if you saved every penny and didn't spend a dime.
Well, if I remember correctly, didn't the Russian Orthodox Church have a lot of push when it came to some of these particular dictators that were in charge? It's like the Russian Orthodox was like a big deal back then.
Oh, but that's the thing is what they did is they basically went in and they had the same conversation that all these prosperity gospel preachers had with the Trump administration, which was, what's the playbook? What do we got to do to support your side so we can keep doing our shit?
Hey,
they didn't even play around.
I'm just so glad that gas has gone down so much in price since Trump's been in. Not.
Hey, man, gas, eggs, milk, flour, and sugar are at rock bottom prices. I've never seen them cheaper.
I have.
I mean, everybody has, but I mean, I was just trying to like, you know, it's like the Rogan steer. It's like the Rogan steer, right?
And real quick, I just wanted to jump in because I think that this is often misconstrued. So, like, actually, like within communism in Russia, religion was pretty much outlawed. The Russian Orthodox Church existed, but it existed like under the Soviet government. It was controlled by the Soviet government. It wasn't like the other way around. The church didn't really have much influence at all. I think it was more there for as a symbol more than anything. Just to kind of clarify that.
Are we sure? Are we sure though? Are we sure, or was that a? Or was that?
I looked it up. I looked it up before I commented on it. I thought that was the case.
But the internet doesn't tell us. All right. I'll be back.
I will grant. I would definitely grant that, Jay. Like, yeah, don't trust the internet for everything. So, like, what we don't know, we can't know. You know.
Oh, what happened, Jay? Okay. Well, I guess he dropped out. But
I think he said he'll be back.
Okay.
Often, Jay does. I'm not sure if he's working or whatever, but he could be possibly working.
If it's bad, if he can have,
I'm really surprised Jill hasn't come in. Like, Jill has been talking shit literally all fucking day in my side chat, and bitch didn't come in.
Come on, dude. You knew that was not going to be part of the playbook, dude.
I mean, I was hoping, but anybody is welcome to come in. I'm enjoying the conversation. Like, no, this is fun. I totally agree. Like, so, I consider myself a socialist, but I also love democratic ideals. I would never want to see a socialist government installed. I want to see a more socialized economy. And I want people to stop being afraid of it. I want people to stop being afraid of it because it doesn't have to be anything that you think it is. Like, we can make anything we want in this country. We can make a place that is not only a capitalist, free and fair society, but also implement socialism for everybody to where everybody is living a comfortable life. There's more than enough to go around if we can allow somebody that's about to be a trillionaire and then other billionaires. I mean, a few families should not have everything while so many have so little.
My thing is this, one of the things that I've advocated for is a lifetime cap. $1 billion. If you earned $1 billion in your lifetime, I think that you're good. You're set. $1 billion USD. We're not talking $1 billion fucking rubles, because maybe not so much money there. But $1 billion USD, you're straight. You're good. You'll be good for life, and so will your kids and your kids' kids. There's no reason to have that somebody should have $400 billion or something like that. It's crazy. Like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah,
I think
beyond ridiculous.
Because we thought it was ridiculous. I remember, growing up in the 90s, we thought it was ridiculous that there was more than 100 billionaires at the time or whatever, and then. It just got crazy from there. And that's what's crazy to me is that, and I agree with Stavros, which is, I wish that these people that were, these billionaires or whatever, which is, wealth hoarding is an addiction. It's just like anything else. It's an addiction to money. But wealth hoarding, I wish that they looked like, other addicts, like there was they didn't look better from their addiction, it wore on them like everybody else. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I totally agree.
Because think about how it would change the situation if they had a forklift fucking Elon Musk into the room every day.
Yeah, I'll never understand, and you can scream it to you're blue in the face, and they just don't comprehend it. Although it should be just a really easy thing. They get so up in arms about for one, immigrants aren't getting social benefits, or illegal immigrants anyway aren't getting social benefits. Legal immigrants can get social benefits, but illegal immigrants can't. But they'll be up in arms about it, or even American citizens getting any kind of social benefits from the richest country in the world, while they're quite okay with billionaire corporations getting corporate welfare subsidies out the fucking ass, and have no qualms with it whatsoever. Oh, that's just good business. Like our first trillionaire isn't going to be a trillionaire off of his own brilliance. He's going to be a trillionaire off of government subsidy. And that should be a problem for everybody, but it's not. You know, Jose buying a bag of Doritos with his food stamps, that's a fucking problem. Elon Musk becoming a trillionaire on the backs of American citizens, not a problem at all.
Yeah, and that's the thing is that my thing is that you know that my problem is with the taxation, right? Which is that they say, oh, well, you shouldn't. Why should you tax a billionaire? What if I want to be a billionaire one day? Well, there's this funny thing about making money, right? The more money you make, the more you're able to pay your taxes.
Yeah.
Like the easier it gets to pay taxes, the more money you make. Because I'm sorry, 50% tax rate sounds harsh, Knock. But if you made $100 million and they taxed you at 50%, you'd still have $50 million. Like, people forget how, like, the average person isn't even going to make $1 million in their lifetime.
Yeah, and again, it's the moral corrosion of American ethical morality, right? Like it has been seeping into American culture for the longest time. Better make sure that those poor people can't go to the hospital and they can't eat, but billionaires can hide their money in offshore accounts. Billionaires can just hoard money. They can create all these lavish underground fortresses for the end of the world and shit. They can fly to the fucking space and carry their celebrity friends up to it, and people point and be like, yep, that's gonna be me.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's never gonna be. But my thing is this: is that how easily and how cheaply it would be for them to kick a little bit of money back to the government, or even to do it themselves and build like mental institutions, right? And get these people off the streets and everything, because a lot of them are not just drug addicts, and they ended up in that situation because they already had mental health problems, or the mental health problems led them to drugs. You know what I mean? But whether they're permanent or transient mental health problems, and it would be so much cheaper for them to just do that, and they would get the poor people they don't like to see and the homeless that they don't want to deal with, right? It would get them out of their way, right? But they love money so much more that they don't want to give up the little bit of money that it would take to do that, right?
Oh yeah, and
it's crazy.
It's almost like they can't do like basic math, right? Like, so, and I'm not saying this to be insulting. I'm saying this as an honest observation. So like take Bernie Sanders, for instance, right? Like he proposed and was quite honest. Yeah, your taxes are going to go up a little bit, but you ain't going to be paying those deductibles anymore. You're going to be saving so much money a year. So, but no, like to the feeble mind, it's like, oh, taxes are going to be higher.
Well, you forgot what he said when he's like, your taxes are going to go up, but their taxes are going to go up a lot more.
Oh yeah, and that's what they've forgotten. Like, when all of these people's health insurance gets taken away, so instead of like, visits to doctors that are insured, people are now going to be visiting the hospital on the backs of their tax dollars. It's one of the fundamental reasons we changed the system to begin with, because the system was fucking broken. If you're going to replace the system, you best assure that you have a system to replace it. And if you don't, that should be political suicide. And we're going to see if that's going to be political suicide for MAGA. So far, nothing really has been, not even Epstein. But we'll see, because like when people are starting to die and it's MAGA and not just liberals, I mean, that's going to be a wake up call, I think.
Yeah. And the thing is that, like, it's crazy to me. Like, it's like if you make so much money that you can hire a tax lawyer and effectively pay single digit tax rates, I think that maybe you're good. I think that's probably when you probably don't need any help. You don't need any government assistance, and they should start closing those tax loopholes, because it's like what's crazy to me is that they got all these tax loopholes, right? But the vast majority of the money that the ultra wealthy spend, what they do is they'll take a loan on their stock options or on a stock like a small portfolio stock or whatever. They'll take a loan from a bank on that, and then they don't have to pay income tax on that because you don't have to pay. It's a loan, and you got to pay that back. So, but if it comes down to it and the stock starts to drop or whatever, the bank will just sell the stock and quash the loan. They'll take their money and quash the loan. So it's crazy to me that they have all these like tax loopholes and everything like that, when the vast amount of money that they get and they spend, isn't even taxed in the first place. Like, that's why a lot of these CEOs and stuff like that, they'll get their stuff as stock options, because stocks are, if you get it given to you as stocks, it's unrealized gains. So until you cash out, you don't have to pay taxes on it.
Yeah, and just the blatant, like, un-American, like, sending shit to offshore accounts, like the Panama Papers, really reveal a lot. And I think the Panama Papers were like a drop in the bucket, right? Like of all the money that like this country loses because rich people find ways not to tax it, and then
they find ways to break the rules. Like fucking the biggest stock manipulator of them all is fucking big tits Nancy Pelosi.
Well, I think they all do it. Honestly, like
you didn't hear about. Okay, so her and her husband, their stock portfolio has beat like the best hedge funds or whatever in the country for a lot of years, dude. Like they're knocking it down crazy. Like,
that doesn't surprise me.
You got to have a real crystal ball to have the kind of returns they're getting, and have the luck and the success in the stock market they have is not like the best firms in America can't reproduce that for their clients that got equal or more money.
No, I agree. I'm just saying I think they all do it. I think, like Nancy Pelosi might be especially good at it, but I think they all do it. I think they're all in on the game. And I think it's a great corrupter. I think there should be laws. There should be much stricter laws and much stricter regulation around it. And funny how both parties are like resistant against that.
Yeah. There's a politician recently that was running for office, right? And they're like, would you be willing to pass a law that says that if you're in government, you can't be involved in the stock market, right? You can't invest in the stock market while you.
They won't even say yes or no. It's just like crickets.
He said the truth. He said, why would anybody want to be in government if they couldn't make money from it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And I'm like, like he's not talking about the paycheck. He said it straight up. If I can't wheel and deal and use my knowledge, my influence, unproportionally to how I should, then why would I want to do the job in the first place? I was like, what the fuck, dude? And it's gotten so much money that you can't get anybody that has any form of looking out for the next person to get in there. Like, I mean, Bernie got in there, but he got in there like what, 25, 30 years ago. That was like, it was a lot cheaper then. It wasn't, $30 million to run for mayor, And it sucks, man, because on both sides I
had my mic muted again.
Oh, okay. No, my thing is though is that I'm like it's crazy to me how all these Republicans just folded so fast, because even fucking old Turtleneck folded fucking quick as shit, man. And I'm like, what happened to you guys? You guys were so fucking big and bold when it was a fucking black dude in office, but now it's this guy, and he fucking basically told you to sit down and tell your wife to pull her tits out, and you did it.
Yeah, well, and that's that us against them mentality that I was talking about. Like Newt Gingrich really installed it well. That's why Newt Gingrich is like Trump's biggest fan. It's and it's the cognitive dissonance or just lack of human emotion that it takes to be so utterly hypocritical in everything that
Is
you
that
fucking
emotional
do.
suicide? That's what they call it, emotional suicide.
Yeah,
But
and
you have
it's
to
almost
kill
like half
yourself.
it's like half the country has went psychopath for some reason. Like I wonder, like, because there's science now, like that states, like you remember, like in the '90s we had like the worst crime wave in the history of the country. Like violent crime was just out of
dude,
fucking control, and now there's science
come on.
behind
The
all of the
80s
like
was
leaded gas that was in the atmosphere is pretty much what caused that excessive violence. So like I'm wondering like what's in the fucking atmosphere that's making people fucking like brain dead, right?
It's their parents. There was a whole generation of parents that like basically were told, hey, all that hateful shit that you want to say and all that nasty shit that you want to do isn't acceptable in basically broad society. So it's going to have to be a behind closed doors private affair thing for you forever. And they were like, man, fuck that. So once they seen their chance to do their one little thing that maybe they want to say wanted to say the R word, even though it's common now. They want to say the N word. It's common now on their side. Whatever. That little thing that they were told, oh, you can't do that. Now they can get to indulge in that, right? So they like that part, but then they can go a step further and cause the person that they feel was restricting them and holding them down, if they can cause them pain for that, that's a plus two. And what kills me is that everybody said it. I know I heard you say it. I've said it when he was in the first time. If he gets in the second time, round 2 is going to be nothing but a vendetta. And what are we looking at?
Yeah, it's like hell to pay.
It's crazy, man. Like, and it's wild. It's like if you dare to speak against the king, boy, they're kicking in your door, and they're all over you, man. But like, and it's funny to me. Oh, they're talking about, oh, he can't have these documents, which I would like to see when they made them top secret, because Trump's real bad about doing that. Making stuff top secret at the last second, or revoking somebody's top secret clearance at the very last second. Like telling you, hey man, take this stuff home with you, man. Review it at the house. Then on the way home, hey man, revoke that guy's top secret clearance, and tell the cops to meet him at his house.
Yeah, and I mean, to make such a big deal out of it, it seems like this is something that kind of happens and has happened for a while, right? With both, like whoever's in power kind of does this sort of thing, and I think it's
But
not
we
even
never had it. We have never ever had a president on any side do this kind of fucking vendetta fucking campaign.
Well, I'm talking about like taking documents home and shit, like
Oh, that I understand, and that's the thing is that I don't know what he took to his house, but the way he was storing them was fucking crazy. That was what was crazy about how Trump did it. But I don't know what he took to his house or why he had it or whatnot. I mean, he's the president. Sure as hell, he had a high ass security clearance when he probably took him to the house. But he might just be lazy and didn't take him back. I don't know. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. But storing them in your fucking bathroom where anybody can access that shit, man. Come on, dude. I mean.
Yeah, and as far as I know, like the documents that they're looking for from John Bolton, and I could be wrong on this. This is something I heard somewhere. This is as far as I know, right? The documents from John Bolton aren't even like documents like he went into a skiff and he got documents and took them home like Trump did, right? Like Trump took files to Mar-a-Lago, or even like Biden did, if you want another example. What I heard, and I could be wrong, is that these are like notes he would take when he was in his position in Trump's administration, right? And yeah, like you're supposed to turn all of those notes in when you leave your position, but that's like almost impossible, right? So he wrote a book that was clearly referencing like a meeting that was top secret. So they think he has his notes. And I could be wrong, but that's why they raided his fucking house. And it's just like really petty. It's not like these things happen and you don't have to raid his house. You just contact his lawyer, right? Like they did with Trump, and he just refused to cooperate,
Yeah. No. The thing is that And that's the thing is that every courtesy is extended to this dude, man. It is crazy to me, man. And like he's so pissed. Like
quick,
you know what they,
real
you know what
quick,
he was so.
Real quick, I just want to tell Jill to like just shut the fuck up with your shit in the side chat. Come in and talk, dude. Stop being a little bitch. All you talk shit all fucking day. You were gonna be here. You were gonna come in. You were gonna fucking talk. You ain't here. And like talking about all my friends, like people don't even know I'm back yet, dude. You know, like the fuck, man. I've been gone for like over a year.
I think you hit the button again, Knock.
Oh, I probably did. Yeah, I've been back for I've been gone for over a year, so it's like they don't even fucking know, man. You know, so like give it some time, and you know, like I admit, like my channel's in YouTube obscurity. It has been since it's been demonetized. It's like I'm probably gonna start a new channel and start fresh, so you can stop bitching, Jill.
And
All right,
the
go ahead,
thing
Puff,
is,
sorry.
like, but no, what I'm saying is like he and it seems like right now he's really mad because he wanted so badly to go after Obama for treason, right? Which is then he found out they're like, sir, kind of turns out that when they wrote the whole Constitution and all that stuff, you know, the Bill of Rights, you know, they made it very intentionally the hardest thing possible to charge someone with treason and actually convict them of it. Like they made it super duper hard. So we're not going to be able to do that. And he,
I mean, unless he, well, I think we'll be able to do that eventually, hopefully, with Trump and a lot of these Republican.
No, because you actually have to. You'd actually have to. You know, because it says straight up, you have to like. You got to put together a fighting force. Well, technically, but you have to bring them in from outside the country. So you have to bring in outside fighting. Yeah. And you have to bring them in from outside the country. It's not treason if they're homegrown domestic terrorists. That's not treason. You know, that's totally different. But treason is super duper hard.
Well, what I'm reading,
there's even Trump. You can't even Trump unless he was training a crack team of Chechen guerrilla fighters to spring it into action if he is removed from office, then that'd be the only way you could convict him of treason. Like, and because it's very, very strict. I wish Jay was here because he would know the ins and outs of it way more than I would. But it's super hard to charge and convict somebody because they've tried a couple times, and even people that train people in, you know, and brought people into the United States, or at least funded for people to come into the United States, they still couldn't convict them of it.
Well, so
shit on the planet.
So what I'm reading, because I'm just like I really want to be like as close to truthful as I can be, and from what I'm reading, it says under U.S. law requires proof by two witnesses to the same act or confession in open court. So let's say, you know, like these people just get so blatantly confident, right? And so you have two whistleblowers that record the same event, and let's say that event is like Donald Trump thinking he's talking alone with Putin, right? And he is definitely like giving Putin United States secrets. He is definitely taking orders from Putin. And you have those two pieces of proof from two witnesses, or the act of a confession in open court. So, and you can almost say like he's almost openly confessed publicly that he's breaking the Constitution all the time. So I don't think it's quite as hard as you might think. Well, that would be treason, because if you get a confession to treason is the betrayal of one's country by waging war against it or giving material aid to its enemies. That's what treason is defined under the Constitution.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You have to wage war from outside,
or giving material aid to your enemies.
Yeah, they would have to literally prove that he was funding the Russians to attack us.
Well, just taking orders from the Russians.
That's not treason.
Information.
That's not treason.
I think it would be. I think it definitely would be.
No, it's very, very hard. That would fall under like espionage and other things like that, but it would not fall under treason. Treason.
Well, you would probably definitely get charged with espionage. I mean, I think I'm not saying it's not hard.
Maybe they
What I'm
bring
saying
back
is, like, I think it's
sedition.
doable, and
Maybe
I
they
think that
bring
these
that
people are
back,
stupid
which
enough to do it.
it's got a bad connotation to it for a reason. But maybe if they brought that back, but that's usually used by the bad guys anyway, so it's not really a good thing. But no, that's the thing. It's this fantasy that people have about, oh, it's treason. No, treason is such a narrow and hard
Well,
to
so
convict
like
crime.
basically, like
It's crazy.
as I read further, it's like under the way that the framers defined it in the Constitution, treason is there, like it's to prevent its misuse by our government to suppress political opposition and ensure that only overt actions against the state were subject to prosecution. Like so, like no, it seems like almost like the intent of the of the framers of the Constitution, with the terminology of treason as they defined it, was for the moment that we are in exactly right now. I think that if you have two people that record the same event of Trump actually giving material material information to our enemies, any enemy, that would definitely be treason and probably espionage as well.
Maybe I mean, espionage you might be able to prove, but the thing is, it's and maybe I don't know, sedition. I think that's like one of those things that it's just like nebulous as fuck. But no, treason is so hard. There's other things that he could be charged with or whatever. Now, not at all. Unfortunately, now he has Supreme Court protection. So we'd have to literally replace like 5 justices and then have it rerun through, have a case come, make its way through the courts and get all the way up to the Supreme Court for them to rule on to change that, or actually put in law that would, supersede that ruling by the Supreme Court. But that's not going to happen. So, because every guy coming forward from behind him wants that, because now they don't have to follow the rules.
Nah,
They get to make the rules out to be what they are.
I agree, and I think it should be hard. I'd have to really, really delve into it because I just did a quick little search there. I think that we have convicted some people of treason, spies to Russia, the like. I can remember some stories from my childhood of Russian spies, and I'm pretty sure they were convicted of treason. I know we've convicted Benedict Arnold of treason. So I think it's doable, but I agree that I think it's hard, and I think it should be hard. I don't think it should be easy to convict somebody of treason, and I hope that it's hard, but because I have a feeling like Trump's going to try to ride that train, right? Like he already
tried with Obama, and they were like, "Sir, we can't do that."
And to Smokey in the side chat, it depend. Like, what time does the show start? Because I go to bed early. Like I said, I do this until 8 or 9, and that's like my bedtime. That's when I'm going to bed. So I'll probably not be awake for it.
You're on East Coast time, so you're an hour ahead, right?
Yeah, and I wake up at about 2 a.m. to go to work, so I can't stay up super late. You're more than welcome to come in and talk. If you're going and I notice it, I need to sub to channels. That's one thing that I'm going to do as well. I just haven't done it yet because I just got busy on the channel work today, so I'll get there.
Oh yeah, I mean I know I don't get up that early, but I get up early and but I have to drive an hour to go get coffee and come back before I can even fucking get my day started. So
that fuck sucks. That.
I drive 30 minutes there and 30 minutes back.
I make my coffee at home.
I would, but I can't get a hold of. It's so hard to get ice cream base out here, like the actual commercial ice cream base that comes in a bag. It's so hard to get it without. So I just go to Scooters, man.
I just make my. Right now it's like Hills Brothers. Throw my creamer in there, and I'm to work. I can usually make it work last the whole work day. My thermos, but I ain't driving nowhere. I'm gonna get up, and I'm gonna watch some YouTube right up until the moment it's time to go.
Well, I kind of do it also because it's the only way I can get out and put miles on my car, because otherwise I'm always in my service van. So it's like, because literally I had my car stuck in my driveway for 3 years. I couldn't drive it because I was just always in my service van going somewhere for work.
Shit, I went 2 years without any car at all, and I know, like, I think Lo had asked me in the side chat the other night, and I didn't see it until later. How I lost all my weight, and it was basically like my car broke down, and I started walking 1.5 miles, 2 miles to work every day, there and home, and then just like changed
Damn.
my diet, and yeah, lost all my weight.
Hell yeah.
So, but not having a car sucks. So I definitely like having a car again.
What we got going? Oh man, it's gonna be interesting. So like that's the thing. Living in Illinois, it's gonna be interesting to see what happens with this whole thing he's threatening to do with Chicago. So
Well, yeah, and it's like I made a short little stream, "The World Is Evil Part 2." I really feel like I don't know. I call bullshit on what's coming out. Like, and I haven't really even looked at it today. I've been busy all day. I checked once to see if anything crazy's popping off, but I really think he's going to use yesterday as an excuse. And I'm terrified of what it's going to be. And I will say, like, because I said what I said yesterday, and but if it is all legit, it's not like some black op. I don't fucking know what happened yesterday, but it seems like it's Donald Trump's best case scenario when it comes to like being able to now have an excuse to discriminate against exactly the people that he wants to discriminate against. Like this person, if they were indeed a trans person and this was based on that, they just set back the trans movement 100 fucking years. And I'm afraid that even if it's a black op, they just set back the trans movement 100 fucking years. So like I think this shit's gonna get fucking cray, and I thought it would pop off today, but at least it looks like he's politically smart enough not to do it the very next day. So far, like the day's not over yet, and I haven't checked in a couple hours, so I don't know what's been going on. I've been deleting videos all day.
House, right? They're at JD Vance's house right now, having a secret meeting, drafting some shit up. So
yeah, they've been planning the invasion of Chicago and New York, and now it's probably going to be like pretty much every major city. They'll have like a military presence in every major city, because like even in the South, like motherfuckers are like cities are Democrats. Fuck, put the military there. But just when they're in the cities, that gives them capability now to get out into the rural areas as well. So like. Yeah, shit's gonna be fucked up. And thank you, music by Brian. Yeah, it's good to be back, and I'm sure I will have like periods of Sim 4 disappearances because like Sims 4 is like the only video game I play right now. So hopefully that don't happen too often.
That's so weird. My wife plays that shit.
I have everything, so I mean it's like right around $1,500 at this point that I've spent on this one video game, and I've got all the fucking mods. I can, like my characters are. Oh yeah. My characters are fucking cokehead, pothead, murderers.
Yeah, my wife's got base metal, and then like a couple other ones. She got the one where like she's like they're doing prostitution and fucking trap house, like you said, of course the drugs and the trap houses and all that. But she's got crazy ass mods, man. And all
so do I.
Yeah, I don't think there's a pack. There are some packs that she doesn't have because she's like they're stupid ones that like.
Yeah, I don't have a couple of the dumb ones. Yeah,
because it's better. Ones. She's like, I got better content that I get from Patreon and shit like that. So.
I thought about starting because I had started up like a Sims channel in obscurity. I'm like really surprised nobody ever found out about it. I haven't even logged into it in over 2 years.
Be careful what you're doing, man. Them Reddit sleuths that are out there, they will find you.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm probably not going to go back to it. Although I thought about it because I did have fun making those Sims 4 videos, and it had gotten pretty big. If I really pursued it, I probably could make some pretty decent money at it. But I don't want to make money off of playing video games. If I'm going to do this, I want to do it like having conversations. At least try to do that the right way this time. You know, like if I start getting drunk live on stream, I'm gone forever, man.
Oh yeah, no, you can't do that anymore. Yeah,
It's like I don't even miss it, so I don't really see it. Like I never say never, but yeah, it's not gonna happen.
well, for me, man, I just can't do it. I can't do the drinking thing, man. I can't drink, period. I just never worked out for me. It's always been disgusting for me, man.
It became a crutch for me, like after my mom died. Like I'd always been kind of like a binge drinker because alcoholism is in the genes, and both sides of the family have dealt with it. But it would come in phases with me. Pretty much all through my 20s and 30s. Like I was raised in North Carolina. We were drinking fairly young. Out in the country, country boys. We were drinking beer and at a very young age. But I never became an alcoholic until like right probably 2015, 2016, when my mom died, and it became my crutch. It's how I dealt with it. She was like the one person that I had, even though like she was a Christian and all this, like she always accepted me no matter what. Me and my mom were extremely, extremely close. I'm definitely like a mama's boy. Me and my dad have never really been very close, even though he's the one that primarily raised me. So like, it hit me hard when she passed, and it was pretty much the birth of the Raging Atheist, because when she left, I didn't have anybody to talk to anymore. So I started talking to people just in the void. Right. And I started really expressing my anger, and that anger was really expressed brutally with the alcohol.
Mm. Yeah, you definitely got tied a few on more than a few times.
Man, I think I nearly killed poor Will Kincaid when he tried to think that he dared drink with me.
Oh my goodness, dude. And see, that's the thing, is that people don't understand, man. When you got somebody that's like, they've conditioned themselves over a number of years to drink, you should not drink with that person.
Yeah, you're not keeping up. You're not gonna keep up.
It's like
he tried.
It's like when me and my wife very first got together when we were young as hell, right? My coworkers wanted to do a last man standing contest, right? Now I don't drink alcohol, I never have, right? But I was like, oh, and they were like, you should do. We want you to come, because they know I didn't drink alcohol. I was like, all right. Here's the deal. I will come. I will participate, but only stipulation is my old lady gets to drink on my behalf. And they were like, sure, go ahead. Man, she put them all under the table. Like Marines and everything, dude. I was like, what the fuck, dude?
And that's like that's one of the first things you'll learn in like rehab, when you go to rehab, is you don't tell a drunk by who's being obnoxiously drunk, right? And sure, I had a lot of obnoxious moments, but like you have to understand the amount of alcohol I put in my body to get to those obnoxious moments. You tell the drunk by the guy that's sitting there drinking, and it doesn't seem like it's phasing him much. Right.
Yeah, dude. Like
that's
the
drunk,
first time I ever went and seen her family drinking the country, dude, they were drinking like cans of beer like it was soda, bro. Like just pounding them, right? And they were just fine. They looked like they were drinking water. I was like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah, that's how I got with liquor. Like I can't tell you. Like I would stream, right? I had started drinking at noon that day, especially during COVID. For fuck's sake, like we were getting all that COVID money and none of us were fucking working and shit. Like I was at the store at fucking noon picking up like a half liter of Captain Morgan, and by 8 o'clock when I'm streaming and I'm trying to talk to people, yeah, like halfway through stream, like yeah, I'm beyond oblivion at that point, and it's never a good idea when you're fucking live.
Yeah, no, you should not. Bert Chrysler, let Bert Chrysler serve as a
and then for like the last 8 months of that, I'm like fucking obliterated, coming out live and being like, I don't drink no more. It was fucking just like laughable now that I'm 2 years removed from all of that and I can laugh at it,
Yeah. Nah, man, it's crazy, dude. And then like in other news, man, I don't know if you heard about that shit that happened in Colorado or the shit that happened in Vegas. in Colorado, man, they found 20 or so. I love how they say that, 20 or so bodies behind a hidden door in the coroner's private or mortuary business.
Oh no shit. No, I haven't heard that at all.
He's the county coroner, but he had he privately owned mortuary business, and they were doing like their 10-year inspection or whatever, and they found it behind a hidden door. First of all, how'd they find the hidden door? Second of all, why'd they say 20 or so bodies? And then third, how did he not get caught? Because they said some of the bodies had been in there for more than 15 years.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. Maybe like closed caskets, not and the bodies aren't actually in there.
No. They said they found 20 or so bodies. So I'm guessing they maybe didn't find whole bodies. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. I'm pretty sure. Like, yeah, it sounds like they. There's this like really weird stat that I found out, and I don't even remember how I found out. I should actually look it up to make sure it's true, and that's what I'm gonna do. But like, there's like this weird stat out there that I remember seeing somewhere, in the age of the internet, that there's like 200 serial killers just walking around America that nobody really talks about.
No. At any given time, the FBI estimates there's around 2,000 active serial killers in the United States.
Was it 2,000? So yeah, it was like some
but
crazy
out of
number.
330 million people, it's still pretty rare. But do understand, with those odds, you're far more likely to encounter a serial killer in your lifetime than you are to ever win the lottery.
All right, so 3,600 documented serial killers in the United States since 1900. Let me see. What is the number? Oh, so the number has dropped to fewer than 50 known active killers. But I'm talking like it's the unknown serial killers that the number that I'm thinking of was referred to. Like there's like a certain amount of unknown serial killers that just kind of go around, they kill at random, and nobody can really do anything about it. But I'm not really seeing that. So it might just be a bunch of misinformation that got in my head from somewhere.
Well, they do, serial killers tend to be in jobs like forestry or trucking, stuff like that, where their jobs take them out and about, And it's not like those jobs are tailored to serial killers. It's just serial killers will seek out those kind of jobs. So,
But it's crazy to think that there's that many people that kind of get off on just killing humans. Like, like murder is bad in itself, but like for people to like really enjoy it and to go around and do it and to do it like I don't know. I couldn't imagine. Like I see a little blood and I'm kind of like just go bitch mode and become pussy.
Yeah, I feel you, man. I feel you. I can see other stuff, right? But I see my own blood, man, and I'm like about ready to fucking fall out and shit.
Yeah, I'm not for all that, I don't see how they do it, like, and especially like children and shit, like the fucker yesterday, shooting at children. I just don't understand, motherfuckers. It's crazy.
But serial killers do fascinate me, man. So like
me too. Always have.
Did you know that most of the serial killers of the 80s, the late 70s, early 80s, that they were in contact with each other?
Oh yeah, I found that out.
And that they were like, have you seen the Flesh Simulator documentary? Oh man, you gotta watch that, man. Oh yeah, buddy,
you said Flesh.
He ties them together. He's like Flesh Simulator. Oh yeah, that dude makes such banger videos, dude. But he connects all the dots, bro. And it's like and the government was aware of a lot of these serial killers. It was crazy. They're active and that they're killing for fun.
Shit.
So it's crazy, dude. Yeah, it's like the documentary is serial killing for fun and profit. And it's about some serial killers and stuff that are operating, but they're operating all over the country, and it's crazy, dude. Like, At one point, one of the guys was paying the kids, like some teenagers, $200 a head to bring him victims, and they were doing it. I was like, that's crazy. It was wild, right? But no, but you should watch it, man. People should watch that shit. But
I'll
Vegas,
check it out.
In Vegas, just outside of Vegas, they found over 100 piles of cremated human remains, and they don't know where they
Shit.
came from.
Yeah, that man. Yeah, I became fascinated with serial killers at a very young age. Like, I read Helter Skelter, and I don't know how true it is. I don't really remember seeing her on my family tree, but I was always kind of told like Sharon Tate was a distant cousin, right? Like she.
The Tate LaBianca murders.
Yeah, and Sharon Tate was pretty much the one like that got the national publicity. She was pregnant. She, Roman Polanski was her husband, and I was always told that she was family. Now, like when I've studied my family tree, and I don't recall seeing her name on it. So she might have. There's a lot of Tates in America. Like we're not the only Tate family. Like if you're a Tate, you're automatically one of us, right? So it could be like it could be she is, could be she wasn't, but. I read Helter Skelter and I became fascinated with Charlie Manson. And I remember seeing like a Charlie Manson interview where he said, if you ever let me out of prison, I'm going to kill every single Tate in America. Right. And I was hooked, line and sinker. I had a Charlie Manson t-shirt. I was like, motherfucker, come out, kill me. So I was hooked, line and sinker, bro.
Oh my goodness, man. Nah, it's just like, it's weird, man. Like, so like, cause like, it's weird. So like in that, and he did a whole documentary on Gacy, right? And I know for a fact that Gacy was convicted of several murders that happened, at least one where he was verified by the FBI not to be in the state when it happened, but several others that he was, he claimed to not be in the state, but there's at least one. And they knew he was not in the state. He got convicted of them all, right? His co-conspirators did not get convicted of a single murder. It was crazy.
Yeah, that's fucking insane. Like, I think about like people get away with it all the time, but at the same time, also it's like we have to be aware like crime is actually down. Like a lot of the things that we've done in the law to really criminalize like domestic violence, a lot of the things that we've done in the law to kind of rein in police over the last few years, I think really helped because as far as I can remember the numbers, even like police on citizen crime or violence is down, so it's like things were on the improvement path, definitely, and that was happening even under Trump. I do believe there was anti-Semitic spikes under Trump, anti-immigrant spikes under Trump, but I think generally overall like violent crime was still on that downward trend. So like it was getting better, and it can continue to get better, but I definitely, especially when it comes to these serial killers, it seems to be a phenomenon that where throughout the rest of the world, it's a phenomenon that does seem to have grown smaller. Like serial killers didn't originate in the United States. I think they originated in London, maybe, or over in Europe somewhere anyway. At least the idea of serial killers. They've probably been doing it for all of humankind. But here in the States, it seems to be the opposite. We are actually getting more instead of less. We just don't hear about them very much. I remember hearing about one a couple years ago. The dude up in New York. Up in there goes Puff. Which, nobody wants to join. Me and Puff is having a great conversation. I'm enjoying it. Hopefully Puff will be able to come back. If not, I'll probably end it soon. We'll see what's going on. I really need to check the world, make sure nothing crazy's popping off before I go to bed. I do need to eat dinner, and maybe if I do end this stream, maybe I'll just after dinner or something, if I'm going to be up for an hour or so, Maybe I'll continue to delete some streams and we'll throw something on and I'll just stream until I go to bed. I don't know. We'll see if Puff can come back. Man, it's been a really long time since I've gotten to talk to Puff. Puff is another what I would consider like. Here, we can turn this back on. What I would consider to be like an OG follower, man. Been around since the very beginning. Been coming in the room since the very beginning. Since I first started streaming. Can remember him back in the comments before I ever started streaming. Marty's another one. And you know, the one thing, like during the time that I've been gone, like all the people that's reached out to me asking me if I'm coming back, if I'm okay, you know, some openly on my Facebook page, some through private DMs, people that have my number actually calling me, that really meant a lot. I hope to regain some good grace with people that I've burned bridges with. I think that's going to take a long time. But I'm going to be unapologetically myself and stand for what I believe in. But I think I owe people apologies if I can get them to them. I think that I was a drunken asshole for a really long time. I think a lot of shit went to my head and I thought I was a lot smarter than I was. I think I was very arrogant for a long time. And I think I unnecessarily was mean and rude to people that I probably shouldn't have been. So that'll, you know, that's something that I'm aware of that I need to do. You know, be a good human being, admit when you're wrong, admit when you were an asshole. They might not accept your apology, but you know, it's not about them. It's about you. There's Puff.
Sorry,
up,
man.
man?
I had to. My wife was calling about dinner. So
Yeah,
when
I
I
was
got
just-
out. It was like, bloop, it dropped me out.
Yeah, I was just saying I might end up ending it and
Okay.
'cause it's about to be dinner time myself. So
Yeah.
I might go grab dinner and just like throw on another, like, let's delete some fucking more live streams. Maybe I can finish it before I go to bed. Jill, like I thought me and you, because I figured you would come in. You told me you'd come in on when I had an open room, and you told me earlier you would come in. I was hoping Jill would come in and we'd have somebody to argue with. That Smokey you can come in before your stream, but it is
man.
dinner time.
I don't converse with people on the list, bro.
Yeah, I don't blame you. You know, and
As a survivor myself, I don't converse with people like that.
Yeah, and that is the consideration that I'm still on, is like, you know, do I actually converse or do I just like leave that shit behind? Because
That's up to you. I'm just saying I don't. I don't have to
and it's what I'm considering, because I definitely don't want to be involved in the drama. But like I find it fascinating that he so brazenly shows his face now, and I really want to just find out about that. Like, you know, like,
because he doesn't have to be worried. He doesn't have to be ashamed. The president does just
True.
like him. The president likes him young, just like him.
Like I think I'm really interested in seeing like how do other, like, you know, Brett Keane, no surprise, chill. Like, you know, even Shani and people like Rev, no surprise, chill. But like, how do the rest of Christians treat them? That's kind of what I'm interested in. So yeah, like I was more hoping for Jill. Like Jill had just been talking shit all day. Yeah, and that's the consideration is you know, like I don't want to relitigate like any of that sexual shit. I think that I had already done a pretty good job with that, and I think.
Oh
it's
yeah,
fairly
you nailed
proven
him
at
to the
this
cross,
time.
brother.
Yeah, so-
You nailed him to the cross when you had the pictures of him walking out of the courtroom with
Yeah.
Kenny. With Kenny,
Yeah, so-
it's game
so-
over at the point. That motherfucker was undeniable. You couldn't not.
I find it
deny that was
fascinating,
him.
like he would never show his face back then, but he shows it now, and he doesn't say he's Josh. But also, like I said earlier in the stream, like I don't know, he seems like he's not attacking people like he used to. Like he seems to be genuinely happy with Low. I think the low thing is really weird. You know, like I'm really
Yeah,
interested in that shit. You know,
woo.
like how did that happen? The last I knew, like Low was with Will's brother, right? Like so, like this is to me like is like mind blown. So that's why I'm considering like, all right, maybe we'll have a conversation. We just won't talk that sex shit. But then I also understand the moment I do that, I'm back in, right? Like it's gonna be fucking. Look, they showed it today, right? So like they showed it today. So earlier today, the reason I started streaming and deleting those videos, right, was because I fucked up. Like I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna take all of my edited videos, and I'm gonna make them public again. And then I'm gonna go through and delete the videos I really don't want to. And before I made them public, I had deleted a couple. You know, but I didn't delete many. I was like, I just made them public. Like nobody's really like, I'm just back. Nobody's really gonna pay attention to that. I went downstairs.
Bullshit.
Yeah, I went downstairs. I shaved. I took a shower, right? And fucking, I come back up to notifications of Smokey Saint and Basement Dweller telling me like I'm a fucking retard because I'm putting my daughter back on my social media and shit. And I'm like, chill, bro. Like I'm fixing my channel today. Let me get at my business. So that's why I started that stream and did that, because they're just bad people, right? Like they're just bad people. I shouldn't have to hide my child from Christians. Like I shouldn't have to fucking do that, right?
Well, that's the thing is, unfortunately, you're gonna have to soon because they're so desperate.
I had to because immediately they're in the comments in the videos with her in it, being like, "Oh, here you are, retard." So it's like nothing's changed. They're still the same people, just trying to put on a different stick. So you know that's definitely a consideration in it all. Like I don't want to be a part of that drama again. I have no time for that drama. I don't have the heart for that drama. I don't want them giving me a fucking heart attack. So like. They can go and do their whatever crazy shit they're doing on their own, you know.
Yeah, man. But that's what I'm saying, man.
But I am interested, so I'm like, I might have a conversation where I'm like, "What the fuck is going on, yo? What is this?" And then 20 minutes later,
I'm sorry, man. I just don't want to. I couldn't like sit there and
the moment I do, I'm fucking
justify it.
The moment I do, I'm stuck back in, and yeah, and I probably already am because they've been waiting for me to come back, right? Like some of the first people that commented have been in the side chat almost every stream. No, like they have been waiting for me to come back. They are not done with me. I do hope that I'm done with them. So yeah, I think you're actually helping me convince myself, Puff. Where do I? Because somebody asked me earlier where I stood on Smokey, and I said, you know, I'm not litigating sexual shit. Where I stand is I just don't really care and want to talk to any of them. They can be in the side chat, take their shit from my people. I'm fucking done with all of it. I did my work, right?
That's what I'm saying. It's like once what's his name got exposed, I would never talk to fucking Majors again, you know what I mean? And once I found out what he's up to, I'll never talk to him again, you know what I mean?
Beating his kid was fucked up. And that was the rift. It was.
But he was also beating on the ladies too, man.
Oh, I haven't heard about that. I just know about the kid shit.
He was real nasty and that's the thing with them as well.
It's the thing about YouTube, and you know, like I'm pretty open about it now. Like I can look back and see how shit went to my head, and my channel never blew up. Like there was a moment when my channel was blowing up, and everybody liked me because I was the new guy and I was raw and I didn't really seem to give a fuck, right? And I had talked to Matt Powell face to face, you know. So like there was a moment. And this shit went to my head, and I made this big Discord server, and I was letting like pagans put atheists in timeout rooms. It was fucking insane. It was like shit goes to your head so easily on even the smallest level because you have constant verification of everything you believe in the comments at every given time, right? So it's. And then I noticed, like, you know, all of these big YouTubers right now thinking with their dick and fucking fans and having nudes, and it's like, what are you thinking? And I think it's just like the sickness that happens when like you get just over validated for everything, right? And that's something that like I'm really going to be aware of. Like it hit me at like 2,500 subs just because I like made an ass of myself with Matt Powell, right? Like it was fucked up. And if it hit me on that smaller level, like how fucked up are these like million sub people? You know, a lot of them are really fucked up. Not all of them. A lot of them are good people.
Well, I
hope.
mean, sometimes they turn into Steven Crowder, you know?
Yeah, Steven Crowder, you know, like Sextony and like people that you respect. Like I'm sure they all started as good human beings, right? I'm sure like none of them started in like, oh, I'm gonna get nudes from a 17-year-old fan or whatever the fuck is going on with anybody. Or it just seems like people don't use their fucking heads because they don't think they really have to, and it seems like stupid.
No, what I'm saying is it's not that they're not using their heads. They just feel like they're gonna get away with it, and I'm like,
yeah, it's just it's really frustrating to see, man. You know, it's like, man, fuck, it's just stop thinking with your dick, man.
well, that's the thing.
I really hope like some huge fan base doesn't come down on me.
On.
I'm just saying what I think. You know.
You know what Destiny's nickname was for a long time, right?
What, Sextony, right?
Mr. Steal Your Girl.
Oh no, I didn't know that. No.
Yeah, because his old lady, the lady that he was with for a long time, man, he met her because somebody that was like a fan of his invited him down to Australia to come hang out with them, right? Him and his girlfriend.
No,
and Destiny hung out with them for like a day or a couple days and then ended up banging his girlfriend that night. And then he took her home. He left. That dude, that he went there and that dude left. He left and that dude was single. So pretty rough.
Oh shit! Man, I hate this mute button. I really got to get used to it. Yeah, like so, I've been out of the loop too. Rational Canadian Atheist. I'm just now getting back myself. But yeah, no, like and I'm not trying to talk shit about nobody. You know, I still think Destiny's one of the best debaters that we got outside of his horrible
he's a
Israel
tactician
stance.
when it comes to debating.
Yeah,
but
it's
if
just
you're
like,
doing what you're doing, man, you're doing what you're doing.
When I read the text, like some of the text that I like read recently, it's like even if like because and I do believe like the texts were from a 26-year-old girl and everybody's saying it was a 17-year-old girl as far as I understand it. It's like the context of the text, now that they're out, you just look like shit, right? Like you just look, you're like, this girl is like telling you she has to go home to her parents and you're like, I suck my dick, you know? It's like, what the fuck, bro? Stop. Like, and I just don't understand why people are this way.
That shit, I didn't even get into it, man. I'm just like, you know what? Let's stay away from it.
Again, I'm not talking shit. I don't need some fucking huge fan base coming down on fucking me. That's just my opinion on what I fucking see, bro. You know?
Oh my goodness, man. And you know what's crazy is I remember like that fool used to like do shave down CPU like he used to sell shave down CPUs back in the day. That's how like different his life is than now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like didn't he start like StarCraft and I dig that. Like I'm pretty sure he started it off as this like fucking super dorky computer kid because back then computer video games were considered dorky. I know I played WoW, you know, like and he got really good at it and made a base of that. Like I from what I understand, I never watched it. He was really good at StarCraft, like expert level StarCraft player, and he started kind of talking politics during the streams, and he figured out he was really good at that, and that's great. I'm sure you started as a really good human being, and I'm not even saying you're like a terrible human being now. I don't know. That's for the courts to decide, right? But what I am saying is maybe not push send on that fucking text when she's telling you like her parent, like optics, bro. Like think, man. And I'm not smart. I make mistakes, but I'm just like,
God.
oh my fucking God, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, he's a monster. That is a monster right there. When you got to the point where, I'm sorry, man, when you get to the point where like you just don't give a fuck and you treat him however you're gonna treat him, you're a monster now. Like,
yeah, it's like, man.
Sorry to say.
You know, we saw it happen. Like not to correlate AOC with sexual shit, but like, you know, like I personally know that AOC started genuine, man. Like she really believed in the cause, and then we saw like the slow corruption. And I'm not saying like she still doesn't have some great politics, because she does, but they're not quite the same politics that they were, because she
on, man.
had that corruption.
You giving her some? Yeah. She kind of fell off. She did
Yeah,
not hold up her ideals. Bernie held him up till they crushed his ass. In the primary,
she made a lot of compromises, you know,
pretty quickly, pretty early on, dude.
Yeah. And it's just sad to fucking see, like, people don't have integrity anymore, like, and both sides. And you know, everybody that's ever on my Facebook page says all I do is talk shit about Republicans and Trump, and I do talk a lot of shit about Republicans and Trump. But I also talk shit about my own side when I see fucked up shit. I will talk shit about myself when I do fucked up shit, right? Like,
and that's the part that kills me, is that, like, I thought that, like, you know, okay, you're supposed to police your own, right? Like, that's what I thought. But now it's just like, you know, because it's like, yeah. And the thing is, I understand, don't be pedantic about it. Don't, you know, because, you know, Mark Mariner is right. You know, he is very right in what he said, is that the left, we annoyed conservatives into fascism. It was crazy.
Well, and it's like, and I've been trying to really like articulate this argument in my brain. And this is not an argument. It's more like my hypothesis, right? So, you know, America's always been a white supremacist country, always has been. And there for a while, right? Like we were making really great strides against that, right? Like there for a while we really were, and we came a long way. And right around, I'm trying to really remember when it happened, right? Like you know, me growing up in the South is probably different than when it happened for somebody growing up in the North, even though now the North is infested by Confederates. But at some point along the way, we made it wrong for white people to be bigoted. Not just like pushed in the shadows, but actually wrong, and they could be held accountable for that bigotry. And that was going too far. And I believe we are seeing the reaction of that.
Well, yeah, but this is a little extreme of a reaction. You know what I mean?
Oh, a very, very, very extreme reaction. I think Joyner Lucas said it best in his song, "I'm Not a Racist." It's like, it essentially came down to like, we elected the first president and you gave us Trump, and that was payback for that. You know, like he expressed the sentiment perfectly. And it's something that I've been stewing on. Like, I truly think, like, if you look at the year 1862 when the Civil War started, 92% of the country was white. 90% of the country was white supremacist. And that includes the abolitionists, right? Like you want to paint abolitionists as not white supremacists, you would be very, very, very wrong, right? Like most white people in America were white supremacists. That's just fucking historical fact. That was America in 1862. And since the end of the Civil War, a lot of shit has slowly started changing, and especially when demographics change in the country, and it's no longer 92% white, it's 80% white now, it's 75% white now, and we're quickly now getting to where it's not going to be majority white any longer. And you make it wrong for them to be bigoted. You make it not only wrong, but to where they can experience repercussions for it. And yeah, you're going to they're going to do everything they can make sure that doesn't go any farther. And I'm not sitting here calling all white people racist. I'm talking about an element of bigotry that a lot of people, I don't believe, are even aware of.
Well, my thing is this, is that the left let them get away with calling cultural pushback getting canceled.
Yeah. And we allowed them to make being compassionate, empathetic, and standing for civil rights, which are two very American things. We allowed them to make those bad things.
Mm-hmm. Oh, because that's one that Flesh Simulator did. He posted something on Twitter. He was like, please don't leave. People should really shouldn't leave syringes on the ground. They should throw them away, And he said even then, some people were like flipping out about it, right? So he made a bot to fuck with them or whatever. But I'm like, even something like that, something as innocuous as like, you shouldn't throw needles on the ground. You should throw them in the trash, right? They still flipped out, you know?
Mm. Yeah,
And like,
I have so I don't know what's happening on your Facebook page. My Facebook page
I haven't been on Facebook in 5 years or more.
Oh, all right. So you don't know what's happening. So my Facebook page, the algorithm is really weird right now. And Chad, let me know if like your Facebook page is being similar. So for one, right, I am anti-Trump, have been since Trump came around. I've been very anti-Republican, pretty much since 9/11 when I read the 9/11 Commission report. I've always been open about that. Like I was radicalized against Republicans when I read how the fuck they handled 9/11, right? And I actually read the 9/11 Commission report several times. I read the entire book. I passed the books out to people so they would read it. You know, oh, what the fuck was my point? So I became very radicalized against the right, and that's my Facebook page is mostly not like me sharing pictures of my daughter or conversing with my family. Most of my Facebook page is me talking shit about Trumpers, about Donald Trump, about conservatives, right? To the point that my dad has disowned me now, right? So my Facebook page about, I don't know, I want to say four years ago, maybe not that long, maybe it was like 2-3 years ago, really started pumping me like a lot of like short feeds of like teenage girls, and it's fucking crazy and it's creepy, and I find it, I've almost deleted Facebook several times because of it. I have a 15-year-old daughter. I don't want to see like sexually provocative images of teenage girls, or even girls that just look like they're teenagers, even though they're adults, right? Like, I just don't want to see that shit. That's one. But here recently, as anti-Republican as I am, my Facebook page is being infested with sites like Conservative Tribune, right? Or these really like ultra MAGA fucking new e-news sites that are just nothing but fucking propaganda and bullshit, right? So, and I'll actually every once in a while I'll click on them and I'll get into the comments, and it is just fascism galore. It's people having wet dreams about American troops shooting liberals and shit, and it's fucking insane with the shit that you read in that. And it's like this algorithm is being pushed at me, who is clearly, without a doubt, should not be getting this shit.
Well, just know that at least a third of those crazy comments are just bots. So,
well, yeah, probably Russian bots, but like they're fucking
all kind of
crazy.
different bots.
But I mean, they're just bad shit, crazy comments. Like, it's fucking insane, man. It's fucking insane, bro. I could read that shit for hours. Just my eyes
My
get
thing
wider,
is this:
wider,
it's
wider,
crazy
wider.
to me that the country that prided itself forever on, we helped defeat the Nazis, right? And then they're like, yeah, fascism isn't so bad after all. And it's like, we defeated fucking Mussolini too. What the fuck? Like, what is wrong with these people? I don't get it. And that's who Trump really fucking models himself after, is Mussolini.
Yeah. And I honestly think Trump wants to like brand his own form of fascism, and that's the thing that like, I can lay out the definition, and word for word that definition would fit everything Trump has done. They're not going to agree to it, and they'll argue. I got into an argument with some troll and Missing Mods chat the other day about fascism and how it was invented by a leftist, so it can't be a right-wing ideology. Blah 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 blah. Like, you can change it all you want. Like, what we're seeing is fascism, and fascism can change. Like, I would argue, like, fascism didn't even originate with probably Mussolini. It probably originated with the people they got the initial ideas from, which was us, and how we treated the Native Americans and pushed them onto reservations and fucking slaughtered them without remorse, right? Like, I would label Andrew Jackson a fascist, and people would argue with me, well, fascism didn't exist when Andrew Jackson was president. Like, no, maybe not yet, but he's probably the root. You know what I'm saying? So, like,
I'm not sure if it existed or not.
Well, I think it was existed by some dude in Italy that Mussolini fucking knew or some shit. I don't know what the troll was saying the other day. I didn't even look into it because it was just a headache, and it was like a genetics fallacy and then a false equivalence fallacy all in one. Like I literally read the definition of fascism and was like, "Tell me how Donald Trump isn't that," and he proceeded in telling me how fascism is a left wing ideology.
Oh, bro, that and the two quote K fallacy thing they do all the time. They're like, but so and so did this. I'm like, it was wrong when he did it too. What the fuck? And this guy's actively doing it right now, and you're not saying shit.
Yeah. All right, man. So I'm
I'll
gonna have
let
to
you go though.
Yeah, she just knocked on the door. Dinner's done. So yeah, it was really good talking to you, bro. I wish a couple more people would have joined us, man. But it was really good talking to you. I'll be doing this again, maybe again on Saturday. $44 a month. I'm gonna get my fucking use out of this money.
Oh, jeez, Louise, holy shit! We're gonna have to look at how much a year is and just.
It was like
that.
90. It was like $90 for like advanced a month, and it was like what?
Wow,
like crazy shit.
They're making so much money off of people nowadays. It's crazy.
Yeah. So yeah, I appreciate you coming in and hanging out with me, man. And yeah, I'll see you again soon, man.
All right, later, bro.
All right, later. And yeah, I'll see everybody later, man. I'll probably like cut on another stream and just like delete some videos, find something to listen to on my channel. Like if I'm listening to some of my old shit, right? Make sure you can hear me. Then I don't really have to worry about copyright or the stream getting taken down, and I'm in the middle of deleting shit and not even realize it. So yeah, I'll just play some of my old shit, just like I've been doing all day, right up until I go to bed. I'd really like to get my conversation live streams back on the channel. So yeah, thank you for whoever was hanging out. I thought it was a really good conversation, Puff. Like I really enjoyed it. It was really good conversing with another human being again. Another adult. Like I haven't really had many opportunities to do that the last year and a half. So it felt great. I'm glad to be back. And yeah, let people know I'm back, and I'm if they want to come in and have conversations, I'm going to try to be as fair as I can for everybody. But all that being said, y'all have a great night. I'm going to let it go for a second so it's not all iffy on the playback. I don't have any intros or outros for StreamYard yet. Excuse me.